Perfect. We're recording.
Sounds good. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I don't even know what day of the week it is. I think it's Thursday, I think. Thank you guys for everyone who's jumping on this call. We were not going to kick off this call series until next Monday. And then me and Kenzie this morning were like, no, it has to start today because we are just so fired up from what we've experienced over the last 4 days. And for those of you who are brand new, who have absolutely no idea what we're talking about, who are completely in the dark, all I'm going to ask over the next 20 minutes is that you kind of just take a second to open your heart, come from an open mind, because we're going to be talking about some things that you might not have talked about before, especially for, young women. Financial health, financial freedom is not trained. It just isn't. A lot of the times it's something that, fathers teach their sons. And I was very fortunate to grow up with an incredible mother and father who were in, so financially blessed through their own entrepreneurship that they taught me very young. And then I was blessed to be brought into an industry that is 80% women, that brings out more six-figure income earners for women than any other industry in the world. And so we want you to just kind of open your heart to this financial opportunity that we're going to be talking about tonight. It may or may not be for you, but even if it's not for you, it may be for somebody that you know. So even if you're just coming to this call with open ears and an open heart for other people in your lives that you might be able to bless with this, that's all we're looking for. So, Kenzie and I, who's also going to be speaking on the call, she's going to be sharing her beautiful story with you. We've been involved with the company Isagenix for a couple of years now. And I think both of us can say that we've never been as fired up about what's about to transpire than coming out of our last event. So for those of you brand new, we just got back from Nashville. We had our leadership conference that had over 10,000 people there. And Isagenix is a company that's been around for 17 years, and we are hitting such massive momentum in blessing people with financial abundance that I've ever seen. And it's really been such a gift to see so many people on our own teams been blessed with an extra $500,000, $2,000 a month into their lives, and some even more. And so what we're talking about today on the call is an opportunity for those who are at the right time in their lives and who are looking for an opportunity for change, wanting to partner with leadership that has already done the path that we are about to take and is looking for a community that they can thrive in. Why we're having this call tonight is because we are getting positioned right now to do a massive 90-day game plan, action plan to really set people up for financial, I don't even want to say freedom yet, but financial abundance in their lives, to bring in more financial abundance. So it's, an extra $500 a month, an extra $1,000 a month into your life every single month. What could that do for you? And that's what we're really here today to talk about. We're talking about the fact that as two separate teams, there's two other teams on this call that are all coming together because it is about collaboration and women empowering women. We are coming together to train as many women as possible how to bring more financial abundance into their lives, into their family lives, to help set their family lives free from whatever bills they are struggling with, so that they can experience more freedom with their families. And we're going to do that through massive training over the next 90 days on really how to take action to create, not to just inspire you, but to actually create change, to partner you with a vehicle that can create that change for you. And so we were going to just launch this program with our existing teams. And we thought to ourselves, you know what? Hold up. That's not fair. There are people in this world that want to be blessed with more. And we should give one more week to offer this to those people. So we're doing one more week to just kind of offer it up to those people who are looking for financial abundance, financial freedom, to let them come on board before we kick off our 90 days, because during those 90 days, we're going to be so centered and so focused on helping set those people free. So that's kind of why we're here today. And before we really explain anything more, what I really want to do is open up the call for Mackenzie to share her financial story, because I think it's something that so many women, no matter your age, whether you are a college student or you are a recent grad or you are 10 years out of college or 20 years out of college, you can relate to her story and feel empowered and inspired by it. So I'd love, Kenzie, if you would just share what you've gone through with the company.
Oh my gosh. Well, Chels, thanks for kicking it off. You are such a powerhouse, and just love seeing everyone on the line. I have so many dear friends on this call that, are not on my team. We're not financially linked, and there's nothing that excites me more to see us all coming together and supporting each other, because I know that when I started my business at 23 years old, there were so many women that I followed on social media or watched recordings of team trainings that I found through Google that helped me build my income. And just coming out of Nashville and being around all of you and just realizing that together we create more, together we have more, is such a powerful place to operate out of. And I wouldn't be here today sharing my financial story if it weren't for so many women extending their hearts and their wisdom. Chelsea, you are one of them, and your mom having a huge impact in my belief in the industry of network marketing and Isagenix. So you guys, I started my Isagenix journey 3.5 years ago now. I was 23 years old, living in downtown San Diego with my now husband. We were just dating. I was 3 days post my senior year of college. I had switched my major my senior year and was required to do over, I think, 40 credits of an internship. So my now husband is a pilot in the Navy, so he was stationed out in San Diego. We've been doing long distance. So I made the leap out to Southern California. Wasn't too mad about that. I'm from Michigan, and my dream was always to live in Los Angeles. So San Diego was close enough. Very excited. So I went to San Diego, and I did what a lot of people have probably experienced if you're near my age. I worked these internships 40 hours a week, and I took any odd job that I could take to build income in the pockets of my time to be able to survive. When I say survive, it was be able to afford an extra bottle of nail polish, or maybe do brunch with my girlfriends a couple times a month, if not once a month. It was being able to, not check my bank account and go get a new outfit. Like, those were major luxuries to me, because my life was trading time for a paycheck, and the paycheck was always so disappointing. And I'll never forget when I was working 3 jobs, and then I was working on a PR internship in San Diego and working for a wedding planner. My 3 part-time jobs. One was at a medical spa, one was at a blow-dry bar, and then one was at another hair salon. And in between that, I had worked at a restaurant as a hostess. And there was a stretch, right? Because in your jobs, or in my part-time jobs, I was paid every 2 weeks. And for some awful reason, those paychecks all synced up. So my pay period was the same. And there was this 2-week stretch in between those paychecks. And I remember thinking, this is so crazy. I wake up every single morning at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I did not have a car in downtown San Diego, so I had to walk to every single job. So I'd pack a backpack, put a backpack on, and I would pack 2 to 3 outfits, because I had 2 to 3 different jobs I was working that day. And walk about 30, sometimes 40 minutes one way to my job. And it was so nuts when I was struggling so much financially. When my cell phone bill would hit, my student loan payment, I was drowning in student debt at about 7% interest on my student loans. How crazy it was that I had to wait that 2 weeks to get paid from my employer, even though I was the one showing up, making sure that their business was running every single day. So I ended up doing, I think, what a lot of people do. And I was like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, and I'm going to open my own business, because that sounded like freedom to me. And so I went ahead and opened up an organic spray tanning business in downtown San Diego. And that was a way for me. I'd been doing spray tanning since I was 16 years old. Actually, it was my first job. Ran a small business in college to pay for my sorority dues. And it had such low costs. My spray tanning machine was about $3,000. My overhead was about $1,000 a month in San Diego. I had to pay for Wi-Fi. I had to pay for bathroom supplies. I had to pay for all the cleaning equipment, spray tanning supplies, and then all the startup costs. But that was a lot smaller cost than most traditional businesses. Chelsea, what's the average startup cost of a traditional business? Do you know? Oh, you're muted. It was around, I remember investing like $10,000 into a business, which is low, which is crazy. I didn't have that money sitting in my account. I was literally, quite honestly, broke financially and mentally. I borrowed some money from my dad, and my student loans went into deferral, which is a really scary place to be, because I couldn't afford my student loans. So I chose to go into even more debt to open a business, to go into more debt, to try to create freedom in my life. And so if any of you have ever owned a small business, it is not freedom. You are still trading your time for money. If I wasn't in my spray tanning studio, if my hand was not on that spray tanning gun, spray tanning someone, not only was I not making money, but because I had an overhead of a brick and mortar business, I was actually losing money. So I loved the creativity of owning a business. I actually loved connecting with women every single day. I loved making friends. I'd be out at the bar at 23, having cocktails, meeting a girl. She'd, compliment my spray tan, and I would have her in my studio the next day. So I really learned the value of networking and the hustle and grind, that everything fell on me. If I didn't have bodies in that spray tanning studio, I didn't make money. And that was a scary place to be. So I operated that for about maybe almost a year. And then long story short, a woman came into my spray tanning studio that was in town for an Isagenix conference, and I spray tanned her. And we just chatted. We just connected. It was very organic. I was such a networker. I asked her why she was in town, and she said she had a health and wellness conference she's attending. And I said, well, that's so fun, just getting a natural glow. And she said, well, I'm actually being featured as a 6-figure earner, and we have a cocktail parties and gala awards. And I remember my eyes were as big as saucers. Okay, I was like, what does she do for a job, and are they hiring? So, she actually didn't say it was Isagenix, but I remember she shared with me that she had really transformed her body through nutritional cleansing and dense nutrition. Well, let's remember, I'm from Michigan, so she really wasn't speaking my language. But what I wanted to share with you is that she connected with me, and she ended up getting down to a need that I had. I was really struggling with my energy levels. I was working now 4 jobs and running to Subway and eating a piece of pizza in between clients. And I was just burned out. The last thing, I think, when we get really busy and we're really working towards something, whether it's providing for our families, providing for ourselves, we often stop taking care of ourselves in the most important ways. So I ended up joining Isagenix 3.5 years ago, and I was that odd duckling that jumped in for the business. I knew the products were amazing because the company had been around for 17 years, 18 years, at that time 16. So I was the person, I didn't Google anything. I didn't need to go chat with my friends for validation. There were solutions here that provided energy, stress, dense nutrition, nutritional cleansing, and then the business side. And I just remember thinking, after a year of struggling with my spray tanning business and the years prior struggling with school and student debt, when someone offered me this opportunity and someone looked me in the eye and said, I've gone before you. I really believe in you. I believe in this company. I'll show you the path. I'll help you. I was like, oh my gosh. There was never this magical fairy that popped into my life that said, I'm going to show you how to run a spray tanning business. I'm going to be right alongside of you. I'll show up to your spray tanning studio and help you with clients. Like, that doesn't exist in the traditional business world. So I had never done network marketing before, but I really attribute my hunger to do what I needed to do to get out of my situation. I wasn't a person that was going to sit with crippling debt and frustrated in my body for too long. And so I jumped after this community, after this opportunity, and ended up getting married to my now husband, who's a pilot in the Navy. So we were a young military couple, and life has been crazy. We've moved 4 times in the last 2 years. I'm now living in Dallas, Texas, and he's in Florida. So we're managing long distance, and just so very grateful for the community of Isagenix, the income of Isagenix, but really, my passion, and Chelsea hit on this, is really teaching men and women, but especially women, to build, an income for yourself and build a community around you that's going to support you in every season of life and help you through that, because it is a business. It's not, there's a lot of things that are so much easier and so much better than a brick and mortar business. But when I started, you guys, it wasn't to build a 6-figure income. It wasn't. I needed $300 a month to cover my student loans to keep my head above water. And that was my prayer when I joined Isagenix. And I didn't care how hard I had to work, because I could work this business from anywhere. I didn't have to show up anywhere to make that money. So to someone who had run a small business before, that kind of opportunity, it was almost unreal to me. It's so real. So wherever you're sitting right now and whatever you're praying for, hoping for, or even looking for, I love that Chelsea just said, have an open heart and open mind. And I'm so glad I sure did, because this has blessed our family so much, so much. And I really came in just hoping and praying that I could work hard enough to earn that $300. And I realized the work that I needed to do to make $300, I could work a little bit harder and make $300 a week, and then maybe $3,000 a month. And it grew from there. So that's just, where I started and where I'm now. And I'm just so excited to serve all of you and really help you hit the ground running with whatever goals you have for yourself or your family.
Amazing. I love your story every single time I hear it, because I think that there's no one on this call that can't relate to it, from traditional business to also, if you're not a traditional business owner, just being an employee, like you had those jobs, you had that hustle. What I want to address the purpose of this call was not to be hey, there's this absolutely incredible thing. It's way too good to be true. Join right now. Let's get your credit cards out. The point of this call was to open your heart and share with you that there's something amazing about to take place in the next week. And we are looking for people who are like-minded and want to have change in their life. Now, if you are somebody who's thinking to themselves, I'm not ready for change in my life, and I'm not willing to put the work in for change in my life right now, that's totally okay. And we'll still love you and bless you. And maybe another time in your life, this will be for you. But if you are someone who's saying, I think I want change in my life, the point of this call was simply to open your heart, because you're going to have more questions. You're going to want to know, okay, well, what is it you actually do? And what are these products? And, that's why I'm going to really encourage you to get back to the person that invited you onto this call. And if you're listening to the recording, the person that sent you this recording, and ask them, okay, my heart's open. I want to know more. I want to know more information, because this starts next week and I don't want to be left out if this is the right option for me. I do want to address some main concerns. First and foremost, no, it is not a pyramid scheme. So many people jump to that conclusion because it sounds like one. What I can tell you from the depths of my heart is that network marketing is one of the most beautiful business models in the world, because it blesses you for sharing things that you love. It is the most organic way to share a business and to share a product. It is also one of the most trusted, incredible ways to get product through people. But just so that you understand the difference, a pyramid scheme is someone coming to you and telling you that they have a business opportunity, that you could give them $1,000 or whatever the number is. There's no product attached, there's no service attached, and that you're just going to get paid. That is a pyramid scheme, and if that ever happens to you, please run the other direction. What we are offering you here is the ability to partner with a multi-billion-dollar company, to partner with leadership that has had success, to build a health and wellness business in the network marketing space, and to be able to learn what true network marketing is. And what network marketing is helping get the products of our health and wellness company into your networks, and to help share with them and the networks that you're going to grow, how this can bless their life, and it will. So you're going to want to know what the products are and how they feel and what they're going to do in your body, and those are great questions. So you should go and ask those people that. For me, that I've been using these products for 7 years. They've blessed my mom's life, my dad's life, my brother's lives, all my aunts and uncles' life, because they have truly transformed us. And that is really what we do here, and it has set us free financially as well. So I wanted to first address that concern. One, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a business opportunity, and we are going to show you the skills that it takes to have success. Two, no, it is not a pyramid scheme. So I'm going to close out with that tonight, because I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty. We are going to do calls that explain exactly how the business is built. We're going to do calls that explain exactly how the products work and what they do. But tonight was just a vision call, casting a vision for you guys to say, is this something you want in your life? Are you hearing Kenzie's story and saying, oh, I relate and my heart is aching for something in my life? Maybe it's even just this community of 49 beautiful women on this call that you just want to be wrapped up around other positive people, because your community right now is not supporting you towards your dreams and your goals, both physically and financially. Or maybe it's because your family desperately needs an extra $200, $300, $400, $500 a week. Or maybe it's because you're at a job right now that is sucking the life out of you, and you literally think to yourself every single day, this is not what life is supposed to feel like. This is not the quality of the life that I want to live. And if any of those things is hitting home for you, I pray that you reach out to the person that got you on this call. You ask, because we are moving fast and we're moving furious. And starting next week, lives are going to be changed. So thank you so much for taking the time to get on this call. We're going to close it out right there. We love all of you, and we hope to see you soon.